Hi everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel, Emanzi Business Marketing. My name is Stanley Ndawula, the CEO of Emanzi, and I am happy to be here today. I thank the Lord for keeping us safe and sound, and I hope you're all well. I want to use this opportunity to thank my subscribers. Thank you for loving us. Every day you're going up, and we're really grateful. I thank those who share messages, those who are viewing. I get a lot of feedback, like I said, from all over the world, and it really inspires me. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for those we are touching, we are really blessed that we are touching you, and we are very grateful to God. I want to thank our sponsor, Serena Hotels. We cannot forget you. Thank you for sponsoring us, and thank you for helping us fly that banner high. We are really grateful. Today is a little interesting. We have an interesting episode. We have come to see a friend of mine, long time friend of mine, good friend of mine. We met along the journey of work, and he was a journalist the last I checked, but at the moment he owns a restaurant in Uganda, Kampala, and it is one of the most skyrocketing restaurants I know. It's not a 5-star, nor is it a 3-star, but it's doing so well, and I have been intrigued to find out how is he doing it, why not journalism, why a restaurant, and how is he breaking even. And gave us some time, and we're here to meet him. It's called Stanley Ndawula. The restaurant is Yaya Xtra. Very beautiful place, and we have lots of people come in all the time, so forgive us if we get a little distracted. Stanley.
Dear viewers, I'm honored to be addressing you right now. This is my first time to be introduced to such an interview, and I'm so grateful. My name is Stanley Ndawula, as you have heard, and this place is called Yaya Xtra Residence, formerly my home that we turned into a business facility. I don't know where you want me to start from, but earlier you had asked me how I came to this.
I think we can start with that.
I've been a journalist almost all my time. My first job was with the World Vision as a social worker, but after which I joined journalism in 1997 July. I started writing with New Vision and many other media houses in Uganda. But I normally have my targets. Like I said, when I turn 40, I must retire from being employed. That's how I started my online newspaper called The Investigator. And I was like, by 50, I should be fully retired from active journalism. I decided to join another industry, which I had no training at all about, but it is because that's what I grew doing. Coming from a prestige family, my father is a Reverend Canon, so we grew up serving people. We could not get tired. From morning, you be preparing tea, lunch, the bishops are visiting, priests are visiting, the Christians and whatever. So we grew up doing what I'm doing right now, and I was like, I cannot retire into any other field but the one I grew up doing, and that is cooking, that is preparing for visitors, and that is entertaining visitors. So that's how I came up with this idea. I first started with renting at Bukoto Street. That's where I bought out somebody, and the business, I bought it first. Then I ran it, but it was not easy with the landlords. I went to Kanjocha Street. I got again issues with my landlord. Before I knew, he came and he locked up my place because he wanted the rent for 3 months in advance, and it was quite a lot, 6,000 US dollars. So when he came and locked up my place, I was like, okay, this is not the first time I'm falling. I've fallen so many times, but what has kept me going is I'm always positive with whatever comes across. So I decided to start working from home. But again, there was that worry because Kisas is a bit far from town. My worry was whether my customers would come to this place. So I was like, let me work from home and concentrate on deliveries. But I was so surprised when I came here, customers would call, Stanley, where are you? I'm home, but I can deliver. So they are like, we shall come wherever you prepare from. So they started coming around. Now I had no option but to change a home into a restaurant. We added a few structures, temporary structures like you see that, and we started operating from here. Yeah, it was a few months into before COVID. So COVID found us about 4 months old, and that is when I think we broke even, because much as people, it was total lockdown, but people wanted food really. So I'm sorry, I will apologize to government, but we would find the means, even when public and private transport had been banned, we would find means to deliver food to people, and they were so grateful that even when there was that loosening into the curfew time and whatever, they were so happy to come around, because we stood with them during that trying moment. That's how this business started.
So you're saying like the whole restaurant was ready in your family, the whole food.
Yeah, definitely. We grew up serving people. Yeah. Our place was full of people all the time. And whenever I see people around here, I just get those memories, those sweet memories. We grew up in a family of about 30 members, but again, we would serve over 50 visitors in a day. Our father is a generous guy. Yeah. I remember we grew up looking after, we were doing poultry. But my father would get eggs and give them to visitors. Then you are like, but Mzee, it's the business. We don't have. So, but also you don't know that you're generous in that. I asked, how does even run his business? Yeah, I'm sure he gives out half of it. Yeah, definitely. Actually pay, because I know you're such a generous man. Yeah, I am, and I'm just thankful to my staff, because they know me. They know my weaknesses, so they normally put some products aside for Mzee to give out to his people. And indeed, every day at least I give out to about 10 people. But it's very hard to get unless you give. It is what I know, givers never lack. Yeah, they don't lack. Givers never lack, and I've never lacked much as we go through. I've gone through a lot. Even when I had the hiccups in my journalism career, people were there for me. Yeah. I never lacked. Yeah. That's the hard work gives. So now we've gone through your background. Why a restaurant? So now we need to know, there are many restaurants around town, Kampala, all kinds of, Indian, there are local restaurants. How special is your restaurant? Like,
What would you say tells your restaurant apart, Yaya Xtra, apart from other restaurants? Because I've passed here before, not once, like twice, and this place has no parking. You block our roads. We don't know where to pass, and I'm like, what did this man put in this place? That is driving everyone crazy.
Yeah, it's so interesting having a dream and seeing it coming to pass.
Yeah.
Now I decided to go into cooking and serving people, but I needed to get something that is so different. The business I had bought, actually initially it was a bar, but with the barbecue restaurant section. But you know, for us who drink, all those who drink, there's that thing called hangover. So I would see my customers really struggling, suffering from hangover, yet on dry meat. So one day I was like, let me try and do something. So a customer told me, I want, he's called Victor, and I'm so grateful to him. He's a counsel. He said, no, I don't want something meat, but with the soup. So we used to soften the meat with the foil paper. Now this time it was like, let me try and put some soup in it and some spices, and so we came up with a recipe which we called the pork extra. It was pork.
Oh, the one I've just had. It's pork, on the screen.
Pork extra.
Very lovely.
So we started using it, but another thing was another challenge was I wanted to cook now on a large scale, but I did not want to use saucepans because I'm a man. I've been a widower for over 15 years, so I was like, I want to cook food without using saucepan, without using firewood, but doing it the way I used to do muchomo. So we did it for about like a year, until another friend of mine, Ndugu Kakensa, he came around. He's always here whenever he comes to Uganda, and he loved
Kakensa, the journalist.
Kakensa Media. So he took a photo of that pork extra and he posted it. So in the comments, I saw people complaining a lot about aluminium foil. So I was like, now this is going to kill the business. It put me down a lot. I was like, what am I going to do? I don't want to use saucepans. I don't want to use miwumbo, what? So I told my chefs that we are going to come up with a different recipe, and we have to find a way of cooking, steaming the food without the aluminium, direct contact with the aluminium. So actually one of them left. He was like, Mzee is running mad, we cannot do that. Then another one was like, oh, we can try it. So I told them, this is how to do it. I personally trained them how to do it. That's why even the chefs who leave me, they never manage to make it. So that's how we came up with that idea.
Came up with a banana leaf.
Now a banana leaf. Now it was the challenge was where to get it from. But of course, when you are determined me, what I know about myself, if I want something, I will do it. Nothing is impossible for me whenever I choose.
As long as you have the will and you know what you're doing is the right thing.
So I told my chef, we first use the plate, then we would put the aluminium, then the banana leaf, and
so the banana leaf goes inside, the aluminium goes on top.
On top.
Is it from the cooking or just at serving?
No, from the cooking.
Oh,
Many people wonder how I use the aluminium and it doesn't burn the foil.
Yeah.
But that is another different story. You have to manage the water, then the heat.
So you're saying your food doesn't go in the saucepan to boil?
It never.
We don't have. Go in the fire.
No, not
steamed food.
We steam it.
It's just steamed. It's not fried. It's not.
It's steamed.
So it's completely healthy food.
Yes. Now when I did the first one, I was like, wow, it is good. But now, how healthy is this food?
Yeah.
So that's when we decided to add greens and katunkuma. So whenever I would do it, I would get those memories of my mother. She used to give us katunkuma dodo as medicine. Yes, we would have, Reverend's families full of visitors. They come with meat and whatever, chicken. But for her, she would tell us, you eat some dodo, eat some katunkuma.
That's absolutely.
So, and then I came up with the dodo and katunkuma to add. Now, that was pork at that time. And when we perfected it, now I started thinking of other foods. I remember I lost 17 fish when I was trying now to make the fish.
The fish is
I would do it, then I invite a friend to eat it, and he's like, no, it is not good, it is not good. Until on the 18th, I perfected it, and it is one of the best recipes we have here.
One of the things I've really learned now from you is that determination spirit.
Yeah, definitely.
Because most people on the first fish are like, I'm done. There's no way.
There was 17.
Even the thought that you put in, because I've seen many restaurants open, and I've seen many restaurants close. And I'm like, okay, what happened?
Yeah, I think
for you, you are well thought. You are. Me, I'm surprised because the last time, like I said, I checked. You are writing stories.
I was a journalist. Everyone was wondering how a journalist can turn into a good cook.
I know, a good cook. And you sit and think about what you're going to do and the outcome. Not just opening a restaurant, you're like, oh, there's food here, come and eat.
No.
It's like, it's really passion. It was passion for you.
And we need to know. Me, when I was to take it back, when I resigned from Red Pepper, when I was like, I don't want to be employed at 40. Then people are like, but what are you going to do? We all know you as a journalist, whatever.
Yeah.
Are you going to start your own newspaper?
Yes, right, leading story.
And then are you going to start your own newspaper? I was like, no, I would find something. So to me, I would see that print media is dying out soon. So I was among the very first people to start, and I was the first full-fledged newspaper. Full-fledged newspaper online. That is the Investigator, and everybody was like, "It's Stanley mad." I remember one time a fine journalist visited me and he was like, "Stanley, how can you be running on online newspaper and you have a full newsroom, so many computers, so many stuff?" I was like, in 5 years, everybody will be getting their news online, and indeed we have over 100, I think now. So that is me. So when I was thinking about these recipes, I was like, I could see the trend.
Yeah.
Ugandans and Africans actually are starting to embrace healthy eating.
Yeah.
So you can see
even after Corona, it's even
so
COVID-19.
That's why
everyone wants to go healthy.
Healthy because me actually
cancer, a lot of diseases.
So many things.
Yeah.
I used to drink tea. Even now, in this tea, there is some weed in it.
There's some what?
Weed.
Yeah, I know that one is healthy.
There's some weed in it. There is some. That tree is called.
Aloe vera?
No, not aloe vera. This rosemary, it is called rosemary.
The rosemary.
There are many things. So I said now I went into other products. Then I've told you about the fish. When I did it, I perfected it. People loved it. People loved it. I remember one time.
Nice fish. The fishes.
I remember one time, Mr. Nanga, my great friend.
Yes.
He ate it using the forks, and when we shared the photos, people joined them before and after, and it nearly brought me problems. But Enanga is my friend.
All the world was on Enanga and his friend.
Enanga,
and it was as big as this whole table.
Yes. So after the fish, now we looked at the chicken. But again, chicken, I was doing these broilers. So to me, cooking broilers for my customers was disturbing me a lot. And my chefs were like, boss, we cannot do local chicken. A kaluba, it is so hard. I told them, you guys, we shall have to do it. So there is another friend of mine, again, is a policeman, he's called Chemonges. He came here and ate that broiler chicken. And he was like, Stanley, I'm not going to come back here until when you tell me you have started local chicken. So my strength is from my customers' suggestion, feedback. Actually, feedback is so important. I said now I was thinking about it. Now that somebody has asked for it, I will have to go for it.
Yeah.
So we launched that product of local chicken, pure in foil. We call it chicken local extra. We don't call them impombo because they are not impombo. They just look like impombo, but they are not impombo. So we did it. That one because now we are mastering everything. It took me only 3 birds to perfect it, and now we have it on the menu. And
so how long did it take you to say that I am good to go?
Yes, first of all, you have to manage the fire. Not every product uses the same heat.
Yeah.
So for the local chicken, I had to be sure I had enough heat, enough water, and I thought of whether to put dodo and those greens, and I was like, it might spoil the what. So normally local chicken goes well with the Irish, so that's what I put. Now for that one, it is about the heat, the water, whatever. Otherwise, wrapping. Anyway, it is hard. Like I said, wrapping it is also not something very easy. But we mastered it. At least on 3 birds, we are good to go. Then we went into goat. Me, I used to do pork a lot, but one day there was no pork, and I decided to do goat. When I did goat, I've never turned back. That is my delicacy. So we mastered that as well. Now we are adding other things, like this place is loved so much by parents, especially on Sundays, but they still have that weakness of giving kids chips and whatever. I am this person who would fire a staff who brought in cooking oil, but now customers are like, no, we want our kids to eat chips, so we have added chips. We add everything depending on the customer demand.
Yeah.
Now we have pilau.
We also have pilau.
We have pilau, but pilau we do it on weekends. And because I don't want to so I outsource that. Yeah. So that pilau is prepared by my other friend, Dapin, Salvador's wife. So it is Salvador and the wife who prepare that pilau for us on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
The chips, again, I got somebody, one of the customers is the one preparing it. Me, I remained
You remain on what you know
on
best.
what I know best, and I am very open that our chips are prepared by so and so. Pilau is prepared by so and so.
So that's your delicacy.
That is it. So we are there. Before I knew, I see faces here, and I just bless God. I'm like, okay. So
they're like, oh, they also came because this is
there
out
are
of
people I
town.
used to hang out with at Sheraton in Serena. Now I hang out with here. I hang with them here, and I'm like, okay. It's so humbling, and I just can't have enough words to say thank you to my customers.
That you're doing that you are worth looking for. You've earned it. Because I know many people who have many things. You go there and their restaurants are empty, or they are.
Maybe another thing.
Someone drives all the way from like Bunga, Munyonyo.
Even in Entebbe, as far as Entebbe, Jinja, we have customers in Imbarara who call us when leaving to Imbarara coming. So, but again, since this is about inspiring others, I would advise that people should not be proud of what they do. You may have something good. Like now I have issues of service. I have more staff than I would have if I wanted money. I would have reduced staff, but I want every customer to be looked after in shortest time and to be attended to. So I would advise many people who fail in business, it is about their character. People care about the proprietor's character more than even the product itself. I might give you food which is, sometimes things go bad, and we pick for you food which is maybe which is a bit dry, yet you wanted soup, and because the way I explained to you matters a lot. Matters a lot. Many people have always tried to replace people's orders, which are, and they're like, no, Stanley, no, I understand. Let's just chill it. So it is so humbling.
It's humbling, and like you said, you have to earn. You have to earn some of these things. You might have all the money and you still fail because there are some simple principles that you must go by. You don't underestimate your customers. Pay attention to them. Like you said, the servers are more than that. You want short service. People don't have to wait for hours to have their meals.
Even when they have to wait, because here we do customize the dishes as well. It might take some time, but somebody should be comfortable in even that waiting. It must be a waiting worth it. And me, I can have like we serve like maybe those ones who do deliveries, takeaways, but whoever comes here out to average of about 200 people.
I was about to ask you how many people you serve on a daily?
About 200 to 300.
200 people on a daily?
Because we rarely close.
We
rarely close. But I make sure, even if it is a kid, even if it is a what, I make sure I greet and get feedback from them. It is very important.
And I think, like, my next question was going to be, what do you think has made you to succeed? Like, because I would imagine even the business is at home first of all, and that is also a plus for you. You live here and the business is here, so you're able to monitor.
But other people, when they see business growing like this, they will go and get other places. People want this comfort. But me, I want to. It is only the family, my kids, that I removed. But me, I have my room here. I stay with my customers all the time. all the time. Of course, they will shout when you are sleeping, but it is worth it. Normally, I find time to go away somewhere and I sleep, have that quality sleep, switch off my phones, and get ready to start again.
So you are here because you want to keep monitoring.
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, I'm capable of having because I have another apartment where my kids stay, but I stay here. I stay here for that purpose, to be with my people.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, it is a passion. It is not about money.
Yeah.
It's not about money.
Then I also wanted to know, how do you, like the capital? How did you start with capital? How much money did you put in? I'm not saying exactly the amount, but just give us a rough estimate so that we know that this is a no-go area.
You see, it is very interesting. Like I said, my landlord at Yaya Street came and just looked. I did not get even a spoon out of that place. Actually, we are in court because it was so bad. He just came, locked. But that was on a Sunday. But on a Monday, I had an order to serve 30 people. So I had to fake a reason. So I called them. You see, sir, I have a sewage water problem at my place. Can I serve you? They were like, yeah, we are happy if you can serve us from here. So they were office people. They had like a party. I don't remember having any money on me because this was a shock. Now somebody has just locked us, but I think my chef is called Frank. When we were leaving on Friday, because these people came around and they were like, you must pay by Sunday. Yeah? So Frank told me, Mzee, we should take some few chairs with us and one sigiri, one stove. I was like, oh, anyway, okay. So they carried those stuff here. So when they closed, what we had was only the stove. We didn't have anything, no saucepan, nothing. And remember, this is I'm a bachelor, I'm a widow for so long. So this is a house where utensils were to be looked at. We could not find them just there. So I would be lying to you that I had any money to start with, but I had the goodwill. I had that social capital is what I love so much. I remember calling some lady for beers from here in Kisasi. She's called Madame Tibita. Then she provided me with the beers that and whisks that those people wanted. Then there's another guy called Frank. He was my supplier for pork. I told him to bring. So we looked around, and before we knew we had our 30 customers well served at their place. We made a difference of 600,000 without, and my checks were like, now Mzee, you see, this money, there's no rent, there's nothing, we better keep here. I was like, are you sure you are comfortable? So I was like, okay, let us work from here and deliver. All of us thought we were going to deliver. They told me that there was a garden there. They told me, can't we put a slab here and we put a sigiri here? Then I removed the whatever the garden and we put a slab for us to Cherako sigiris. We didn't know that we would seat people there, but now people started coming in. I must tell you, people lie a lot about their capital, their starting point, but that is how it started. We would make money without rent, without anything. So
Without
it is that very money.
So that money helps the
And
business.
that my staff are so understanding. My chiefs are so understanding. We would make like say 300, 500, and they're like, but Mzee, you should not pay us tonight. Cause start holiday we got lunch. Normally I pay for rent for them. If I get money elsewhere, I'm like, Frank, how is your landlord? Go and pay, you know? So long as it is not from here. So I have that bondage with them. They will tell me, Mzee, you know, today let us don't pay. This week let us work on having another sigiri, let us work on having more chairs. So that's how so that's how we
you are destined to be this.
So that's how
most times when they are not understanding and the stuff, they fail you.
Definitely.
They fail you, especially when you don't have the money. Did you ever think of going to the bank for money? Or you didn't see it necessary?
It wasn't necessary, and I think it is not necessary unless I was thinking about it just because I've never even injected any big amounts for stock or what. The place keeps running itself. Maybe at one point I was like, oh, I should get a loan and get a stock of about to run me for about a month, because now what disturbs me. Another thing is about neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now I have neighbors. When we started here, to avoid those things of getting into loans and whatever, my neighbors were already established. They have their bufundas and what. So I'm like, let me cook, but for you,
you bring the drinks.
You bring your drinks and sell them from here.
Yeah.
I'm giving you 2 weeks. Yeah. Then after that, the other one will sell for 2 weeks, and another one, they are 3. So they ran like for 6 months up to now. Actually, they are the suppliers. So me, my bottle of beer is 5,000. Theirs is 3,000. My soda is 2,000. Theirs is 1,000. So I'm like, oh, you come and sell from here. Me, I dock my 2,000 and what.
So that one helps you so much.
It helps me keeping in a good relationship with my neighbors, because at least I'm so grateful, I'm so happy that everyone around this place has gained from Yaya Xtra. Everybody almost. I see some people putting michomo out there. Then there was no washing bay, is there now. This neighbor of mine has built another washing bay, and he gains from parking space because customers pay for parking. It's only 2,000, but at least he's getting something out of it.
You are just
so
benefiting many people.
I never injected any tangible money here, unless that money which is constructed that gazebo. That is only that, because it was like 10,000 US dollars, which I got from other means, and we are still growing.
I don't know you're going to grow up to where, because it looks fully grown.
No, unfortunately, that's what people see. But I've not even moved the quarter of my dream.
Of your dream.
Of my dream.
I mean, you already have everything well planned, under control. Because I have just realized that you are a planner, and you don't rush. You go slowly, but you get there. Because I mean, who would cook from home? There are very few people who think about that. Once they close them, maybe they carry their things home and they pack, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I think because you already had your delicacy, which you can even sell in your sleep now, I think even if you closed here, people would come and break the gate.
Yeah, definitely. They will never close.
They would want Stanley's.
Yesterday, there's a lady who called me at 3 in the morning, and she was complaining. I just called there, you people don't have food. So I felt good. I'm like, okay, at 3 a.m. somebody is complaining.
Thinking of your food.
Is complaining that I don't have food. So I felt good about it, and I did whatever it took to prepare her food, and we delivered.
What do you use to deliver food outside? Do you have trucks? Do you have...
At night, I use my vehicle, and I have cabs around. Again, from those customers who have cars, but they can use them as cabs. I try to see that everybody. I outsource. I have only those bikes. They are 4 bikes. They are 4, but of course
they are not enough.
They are not enough. But at night we use cars because bikes are not allowed to move.
Stanley, I think you are in journalism or by mistake.
No, I wasn't.
I don't think you can talk about journalism that passionately.
No, even in journalism, when I've never gotten a chance somebody to interview me about journalism, but it is actually there is a lady. There is some people they prepare. They have that event called Meet the Boss, and they are talking of hosting me. But they were inspired when I was telling them my story as a journalist. It is so, because there are those stories, even where my bosses would tell me, Stanley, are you safe with this story? I'm like, yes, I will do it.
You're so ruthless. I used to fear even moving with you because I would feel like I'll take get a bullet for you.
Actually, my story, my journalism story is so inspiring that sometimes it inspires me as well, because
you look back at it like
I was inspired by a book which the title was "Kill the Story or I Kill You." So when I read that book, I'm like, no.
And imagine investigative journalism is very. Well, sometimes I'll say I know this guy, but I don't know how long he still has.
There's a time even my father, even my parents, everyone, even my friends knew. There's a friend of mine, that one, Mike. Every day he would buy papers only to look for whether Stanley has been killed yet. Or I remember
like you said, your life is planned out, and sometimes I wish we can rewind, and start planning again. Because you're like, by 40 I'm done with this. By 50 I'm done.
And I don't rush, because when I made the decision of retiring at 40 from being employed at 40, I was about 35. I'm like, I have only 5 years to go, Then it was clocking like I remember when
and the years
and when I was it was in November 2012. I don't know what happened to my bosses. I'm this field guy. I was doing well in the field, but they didn't know about my plan. I was remained with 1 year to go to turn 40, and now they promoted me from field journalist to an editor of sports. I remember when they told me, I designed my resignation, went with it in the court. Then the handover took place in the newsroom. Now Stanley is the editor, assistant editor of sports. I was like, okay, from there. It was only 5 minutes. I walked into HRM's office and handed her my what?
The resignation.
I remember her seeing me.
You see how the devil can come in there.
I saw her
promoted, and yet you have already had your plan.
I saw her dropping a tear. I'm Gamba, Madame Benedict, I have to go. I'm not ready for this promotion. So I left. So I was not feeling anything bad, because I was already
and it's important
planning
to do it at the way you planned it. Instead of procrastinating, you're like, maybe 41, maybe 42, maybe 43. Probably even all this wouldn't be there.
I make my plans, and if it fails, I don't collapse. It has failed, and my kids know that.
That's what I was about to. My next question was, what do you think your strengths are? What has been your strength in this whole thing of being successful?
Am I successful?
You are. Stanley. You are successful.
What
If you're not, who is?
what drives me is
You're running your business. I'm sure you're not. You can't fail to petition for your kids. You can't. I mean, you're doing
no.
You're doing well. Yeah, you're having your 200.
I have the basics.
Yeah.
I have the basics.
So I want to know, what are your strengths that has contributed or that has attributed to your success?
I think
Not only as a journalist, but as also a restaurant owner.
I think my past has done a lot in my life. My past is not a bed of roses, but mainly my character. Me, I'm this person who doesn't care what you think about what I'm doing, but I'm doing it, and as long as I believe in it and it pleases me, I don't care. That's why even I didn't remarry. My passion were my kids, and I felt that nobody can think about my kids the way I do.
Yeah, more than you do.
So me, I don't care. That attitude, by the way, has helped me a lot. I've bounced people here, people with big monies, because he's having a mzinga of whisk, and they start undermining people drinking a bottle of beer. But I mean, it is someone's choice. If they are taking water, if they are taking beer or juice, it is their choice. It is not that they don't have the money or they are.
Yeah.
So so I've really bounced many of them. I tell them, okay, sir, that's so good of you, but don't come back or even leave now. So me, that attitude has helped me, because I better sacrifice one person for many.
Yeah.
I remember when curfew had started, people took long to adjust. So you would tell them, man, it is 7, you should leave, and they would drag their feet. One time police came, and they wanted to arrest people. I told them, don't arrest people. It is me who hosted them. Please, here I am. Arrest me, take me. So they took me, and I slept in the cells. And people went home in peace. So I have that kind of I have that kind of attitude towards life. That I don't care attitude. I don't care, but I don't care, yes, but it is what I'm doing is helping someone else or others. It is not about me. It is not about me at all. Another thing, it is not about money. What keeps me going?
It's very important to note that it's not about the money.
It is not about money. It's about what I know. You cannot fail with the people.
Yeah.
With the genuine people around you cannot fail.
Yeah.
So that's why it is people first, then money comes.
Money comes next. Yeah.
You can't tell me that I host over 100 people and I don't get any money out of it. But what keeps them coming back is what matters.
That's what I was about to say. That's what keeps them coming back, because of the way you handle them.
Definitely.
So your strengths are really important. Your principles have really helped you, because we should not just think that we can just make it because we have money. No. Sustainability. This is something your children can take up and even you can.
Definitely.
Because you started it, and you have maintained it. So even if Stanley is not here, I'm sure people will still come here.
Another thing, maybe what people talk about me is maybe my character. Maybe my character. I didn't know that it is going going around greeting people, sitting with them, getting feedback from them. I didn't know that it is a big deal. To me, it is ordinary. To them, it is extraordinary.
Really
So they tell
because,
me.
I mean, here you are shining right now, and you still remember people. It's rare, especially in Africa. I don't know about elsewhere, but in Africa, in Uganda, someone gets some money is in the pocket. They will have guards around them. No one will touch them. The person you once knew will pass you.
But money won't carry you to the hospital.
So, I mean, it's a big deal to see that you're still humble. Because I tell people, I know Stanley. How do you know him? I'm like, oh my God, I wish. I'm like, I know him from hustling.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a journalist before you owned this restaurant. So you can see the way, like, the guy is so humble. Yeah, you go to his place, and I'm like, but one time I go to Stanley's place. What is this I hear all the time? So it's good feedback, and it's as long as it puts money in your pocket. Yeah,
and peace of mind.
And peace of mind. So basically, I think we've covered even the challenges because I've not. You told us about your challenges, the rent. The rent was really a big issue. I mean, that house where they locked you out.
Yeah.
That's what caused you to start here. But here, do you have some challenges? What interrupts your business?
Not really. Only that some of my neighbors didn't pick it well with me. For example, I have my neighbors behind there rear pigs, so they don't care looking after them. Sometimes the stench comes. I tried to look after them and I failed. My neighbor here, my neighbor, it won't stop soon unless you buy them. My neighbor here dug right near my wall. He dug deep, then he interrupted my sock pit. Now the sewage started running. I can't handle it because it can only be handled from his property. But he's not willing to do that himself. He's not even willing having me doing it. So, but the good thing is it has never bothered me. My people understand. You explain to them because they know I have little or nothing to do about it. Then they will say, Stanley, let us just pray for you. So I've not gotten any challenges, even in my entire life. I take challenges for
as stepping stones.
Yeah, something like that. I love battling. I love hustling. I don't expect soft things.
But it has gotten you so far.
The life without challenges is useless.
Living longer, but you're not living life of a coward. You're not sure you.
I don't think I will live longer because I fight a lot of battles.
No, but that is the way you make it. I don't think there are many successful people that have smooth stories about life. There are always those battles. So what is your closing remarks? You see, Stanley, the situation we have a lot of people doing nothing and having pity parties and not doing much for themselves. Actually, those are one of the reasons Emanzi really exists. What's the message to these people that are entangled in poverty? There's poverty in even the mind. The mind is corrupted and they cannot do anything. The youth.
It's so hurting that the attitude towards life, especially by Ugandans, our young people. It pains me to see. I have a friend of mine, if I may say this. I have a friend of mine. He lost almost all his useful friends because they were not in bed with him towards his love for Noop. Then there is NOP, there is the NRM, there is what?
I know politics.
Even long after the elections, you see young people still confused into politics. Yesterday you saw someone counting how many roads Magufuli has made, how many Museveni has made, but he's not a politician. He's not. He can't do much. I mean, why waste a lot of time on something you can do little or nothing about? So that thing is very important. People should know when to do what. When to do what. There is time for everything, time for politics. When it is done, it is done. Reconcile and move on. Reconcile and move on. Another thing I've seen is people have issues of ego. Is it ego? Is it ego? Whatever. Is it pride? Pride, I think. Some people are like, but Stanley, at your stage now, you wouldn't be serving people food. I'm like, okay. For them, he thinks it is undermining the meaning of me to serve my customer. You know, people ought to know. There's a song by Bobby Wine, Tell You Mulimo Moving. There's no bad job. Just respect what you do and do it best. Love it. Get it? Me what put.
At the end of the day, you are living life.
I think that's what mostly, because I remember. Okay, bro. I remember. Okay, so when you look at I'm sorry, I'm not going to be. I don't want to sound tribalistic. There is a gentleman who called me. We hustled a lot. Then I told him, he was in the village there. I told him, you come around. What are you doing now in Rakai? Nothing. Stand it. This better and be. So I was like, tomorrow jump on the next bus. He came here. I told him what I need here. I need someone to help me to park people's cars, help with parking people's cars. And that alone would fetch him something like 500,000 as a salary. But remember, customers also give out tips.
Of course, they give out the tips.
He was like, okay. I saw him going down. He's like, okay, I'll get back to you. So I gave him 50,000 to go back. And when he went back, he told people, do you know that Stanley called me to Kampala for me to park his customers? Can you imagine?
So he wanted you to be a director.
Can you imagine?
So to be a director in the business or what?
He became over what?
From the village.
So and so I have very few. Actually, I don't have a single Muganda working for me here. Working with me, I don't have a single Muganda here. I don't want to sound tribalistic, but I don't. These are the people who are always on Facebook. You see them even making a research. Yesterday, I put a photo of an old photo of the vice president of Tanzania putting on a mask. I was like, okay. Did it take the whole head of state to die? And so instead of someone telling me, no, that is an old picture, people went, dug into the archives to come and prove me a poor journalist who has failed, who has faded, and you look at them and you're like, but what is wrong? Just tell me that is an old picture and we move.
You see thousands of people throwing
and we move.
These people are waiting.
So I think my last words
to about it for this whole month.
Yes, I'm telling you.
It's not about to end.
And our leaders are so misleading us. I'm telling you, they are misleaders actually, because they need to tell us when to do what and when to stop. It is time to work. It is time to work. Me, I don't entertain politics here. I don't entertain what makes people busy here is football. I have those Yaya trips. I thought of this lockdown depressing people so much. So we have about 100 plus members, WhatsApp group members. We made Yaya trips out of it. So we move out. To move out, go have fun and whatever. Those are things that make us what. But even on that WhatsApp group, you don't put politics. You don't put anything. You put things that inspire people. Yeah. So so I think that is it. The attitude towards jobs, some jobs, people undermine jobs. People.
At the end of the day, it's the money that goes in the pocket.
It is the money.
If your lifestyle is improving, if you're changing people's lifestyles, and you're helping
people
get better.
People don't want to know where you get your money from. But when you are well, they will be there. When you are good, they. So we've seen many people have failed on good jobs here, or moderate jobs here. Then they go abroad to clean toilets and what. But they do that simply because they feared to do what. Me, I believe there is a lot of money in Uganda.
There's a lot of potential.
There is a lot of potential. And lastly, I don't know whether you have ever thought about it. Every day, Kampala gathers over 7 million people. All of them come to look for money and spend. So never fear competition. Never fear competition. Place yourself, position yourself properly, do what you do, people will come. And you will share from that clientele.
Stanley, thank you so much. I know I've taken a lot of your time.
It's okay.
The evening is here and I can see people are starting to gather together. But I think you've talked to a person or two. I mean, humble beginnings. Most of the most successful people and those who have had sustainability in their businesses, I think begins with humility and the attitude you've talked about. Me, I've been very, very inspired. And then if I find myself, I've gone all the way, then when I'm almost there, then I'm kind of stuck. And I'm like, maybe this was not meant to be. But I'm telling you, I've picked so much. And you've talked about passion. I had a video about passion. I don't know why YouTube refused me to promote it. But that passion is very, very important when you're running a business. Because even if you fail in other things, the passion will keep you demanding. To keep you demanding.
Keep you going.
To step up your game. So, Yaya Xtra. Tell us where can we find Yaya Xtra? I'll not direct people here and they get this clue.
Yaya Xtra residence is in Kisasi, along Kulambiro Road, Ring Road.
They also do deliveries. But
we also do deliveries.
What are your deliveries numbers?
Delivery number is 0701 120,000.
So
then
120,000.
0701 120000. Then we have 0393 22 84 27, and another one is 772 621 522. We are located here. This is the Kulambiro Ring Road, and from Kisasi it is only 150 meters onto this road. People know it as the Kawesi Road because Kawesi used to be our neighbor here. We don't have signposts, and we don't think we shall put any. So,
but you can't fail to get it. Trust me. Aren't you on Google Map?
We are on Google Maps.
Yeah, they're also on Google Map. And do you do delivery? I mean, functions?
Yeah, definitely.
You do functions? You do
definitely.
Functions?
Yes, we do.
Weddings, parties?
We do.
I have tried out their local, their pocket
extra.
Pork extra.
You did pork extra.
I failed to finish it because you eat endlessly. I'm telling you, it's very delicious. You can't even believe it's boiled. It's like they put in some, I don't know, anointing that you go with the pork. I don't
It
know.
is steamed.
It is so lovely. I'm going to try. I can't eat fish, of course, today, but next time I'll try the fish. What? Fish is also extra.
Fish extra.
Fish extra. It's really lovely. It's something you want to go into. Of course, we're going to have a little. We're going to run a small video on the dishes. But please learn something from this, especially us who are restaurant. No, not me, but those who are restaurant owners. I remember there's a friend of mine called Patel. He owned phase 1, phase, and he passed away. And he was so close to me and his wife, and they kind of used to mentor me. And I remember there's a time I was like, what can I do with my life, Patel? And Patel was like, Sandra, you will never go wrong with food.
With food, yeah.
Never go wrong with food. Something that goes in the stomach. Because whether what people always want to eat. But you need to sit down. You can see phase 2, phase 1 and phase 3. The man is long gone, but they're still operating.
With the food you can.
Wife, do you get time? She said, no, but the man had already structured his restaurants. They run on themselves. He's gone, but they are there. And they're still working. And anyone who eats their food knows that this is food from phase 2.
Yeah.
So it's like you need to work out your recipes, you need to work out you structure everything so uniquely, then you go and say. But it's like restaurant, you can never go wrong. May his soul rest in peace. I think about it all the time, but I don't know. I'm still, warming up. Maybe I've learned something also from him. Maybe we'll do sweet potatoes and our culture food. I don't know, because it looks like all the unique things are gone. But keep following Yaya Xtra. He has a page. You have a page.
Yeah, we have a page. Facebook page. We are on Instagram.
You're on Instagram.
Facebook page is Yaya Xtra Residence.
And you can also check on the Investigator, by the way. This man, if you have not heard anything from Investigator, and what's the other one? The one for jails.
Team Report.
And Team Report. Those are the two I'm subscribed to.
Yeah.
Then the rest are not news. Those ones, the rest need verification. But his of course is deep. By the time you're reading Investigator, you know this guy, either it's a bullet or what for him, but his is deep. But please also subscribe to his online papers.
The Investigator.
The Investigator. Thank you. That was Stanley Ndawula of Yaya Xtra. Like I said, he is a friend of mine, but I met him in a journalism journey. But eventually, how he got into a restaurant business, he has already told us how it was his passion and what it took and how he got here, the challenges that he has faced, and now he's soaring and he has no regrets. His principles, I can say I'm proud of him. He has really made it. And today I chose to come to his venue because I wanted to test his food and know what we're talking about. I am so proud of him, and I know that he has talked to a soul or two about what it takes to be successful. Some of us have restaurants that are not doing well. It's not the end of the world. We can pick a leaf or two. And some want to start a restaurant and have been holding back. It's also a lesson to learn, and we can pick something to help us start. Maybe the zeal, maybe the determination, maybe even the specialities. I am so happy to have hosted him. Please remember to subscribe. Those who haven't subscribed, we have lots of viewers that have not yet subscribed. Click that subscribe button on Emanzi Business Marketing and share our messages. Please keep sharing them because, like I said, we're not an entertainment channel. I always say that we're not entertainment. We are trying to change the world. We are trying to change people. to change their lifestyles, to change their situations in life. So please keep watching and sharing so that people get to know that they can get out of this entanglement of poverty that they are in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hosting us, Serena. Serena is always there for us. It's our sponsor, our main sponsor. Any other sponsors want to come on board, you're more than welcome. We're going to run a small episode on our what a month is about, and how we can market your products, how we can get it to your consumers or would be consumers, and put you out there. So that one will come soon. But right now I want to sign out. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everything. Take care and bye.